Hi, Chapter 11, Lesson 1 introduces us to fractions. And our book has this tendency to start off so easily that you think life is a breeze. So I just want you to pay attention and make sure you're mastering the basic concepts so that as you get further into the chapter, you'll be able to master these concepts without a problem at all. Fractions are something you've been doing since grammar school. I'm sure you know that the numerator is the top of the line. The denominator is below the line. What you might not realize is that it could be also written as A times 1 over B. Okay, the quotient is also another word for fractions. I'm sure you realized that when we dealt with rational numbers, because we referred to a rational number as the quotient of two integers. That would look like 1 over 2. That is the quotient of two integers, and that line means divide. It also means that the top dog goes in the dog house when you're dividing. So crucial to remember, top dog goes in the dog house, and then you can divide and get a decimal equivalent for that fraction. Okay, now if you had 2 to the 5th, or 2/5, I'm sorry, the 2 is the top dog. It goes in the dog house. That's being divided by the 5. Again, we end up with a decimal equivalent. Now, you know, if we had 1/3 and our top dog was 1 and we divided by 3, we end up with 3, 3, 3, and it goes on forever. And that's when we put the little line over it indicating which numbers are repeating decimals. Okay, you also probably remember that fractions can have equivalents. Just like we had equivalent equations when we were in Chapter 7, we can have equivalent fractions. So I'm sure easily you can see that 2/5 is equal to 4/10. It's also equal to 6/15 and 8/20 and 10/25. As long as you multiply the top and the bottom of the fraction by the same number, in this case both be multiplied by 2, in this case multiplied by 3, multiplied by 4, multiplied by 5, as long as the numerator and the denominator are being multiplied by the same number, or in that case divided by the same number, you have equivalent fractions. You're definitely going to need to use that. Rule of thumb, if you have any number for n except for 0, then n times a divided by n times b is simply reduced to a times a divided by b, or a over b. An example of this, 24 over 36, you can see that it can be factored to 12 times 2. Okay, so you find the greatest common factor and eliminate it and simply get 2/3. Rule that cannot be broken: the denominator cannot equal 0. Don't forget that rule. That's it. It's a blank slate. You're going to be asked all sorts of problems, but I think if you pay attention to the questions, you'll be able to figure it out. Have a great day.